Thank you, Callie. Hello, Terry.
Hello, Leo. How are you?
Wonderful. Welcome to Call for Help. Say hello to Basil Coward on camera numero uno as I stroll over to what we fondly refer to as the Starship Enterprise. I am your commander. What can we do for you today?
Well, Commander, I've got a home theater question.
Oh, good. I like those.
Okay, I've just got myself a new HD TV.
Okay.
For my living room, which is not a huge room. It's probably, 10, 12 feet long.
Okay.
And I've got a digital box, and I've already got a DVD player that has HDMI.
Oh, you've done all the work here.
Yes.
What could be missing?
I'm missing the speakers.
The sound!
Yeah.
And you really should not, when you're doing the home theater thing, you should not stint on the sound. You might think, well, it's all about the visuals. And I would say, really, the most important part of your home theater is the sound. And I think a lot of experts agree with me that if you really want that movie theater experience, in a 12-foot room, that's not so big. You don't have to have a giant screen, but having really oomph in the sound, particularly in the subwoofer, can make a huge difference to your experience of the movie as real. We really do count on that. I recently got a big screen TV, and I'm like the cobbler who has no shoes. I just used the speaker on the TV for the longest time, and I finally said, well, I wonder how this would sound if I hooked it up to a better sound system. And well, it was eye-opening. Now, that was just stereo. Many people are going to want surround sound, which either means a 5.1 or a 6-speaker unit, or now they have 7.1, 8-speaker systems. The basics of surround sound are you have a center channel. That's for your voice. That's going to be right in the middle of where the screen is. You have then stereo left and right in front of you, stereo left and right in back of you, that to give you the surround effect. And by the way, the positioning is fairly critical on these speakers because they're in the mid-range and the high-end where your ears can really tell where they are. So there's a lot of information you might want to read up on how to position those. And then finally, you'll have a subwoofer, and that doesn't matter where you put that because it turns out the human ear isn't very good at distinguishing where low-frequency sounds come from. So the subwoofer should be placed where it can really move a lot of air, but it doesn't have to be somewhere even within, ear sight, if you will. Now, how much what's your budget here on this?
I'm probably looking for around $1,000 or so.
I work with a guy, which is, by the way, completely respectable. In fact, that's well more than enough to give you a very nice sound, especially in a smaller room like that. I work with a guy on one of the podcasts we do, Mac Break Weekly. I won't name his name, Scott Bourne, but he had just recently he has a home theater, and he spent well upward of $100,000 on the sound. He spent so much that the guys from Klipsch flew an engineer out from Germany to tweak his sound system, to position everything perfectly. And he had enough speakers that the engineer said, okay, well, you must show me where the people will be sitting when they watch the movie. And he would actually make sure that every single person in the room got the same stereo imaging, which is very hard to do. This is a lot of money. $1,000's plenty, Terry. You could do it with half this. What you kind of want is a home theater in the box. Now, for a long time, these HTIBs included a DVD player. You've already got a DVD player. On the high end, they often, in fact, are just a receiver amplifier, which is an AV receiver, so it'll take the input from your HDMI, which is probably what you're outputting from that high-end DVD player, and it'll have either 6 or 8 speakers on it. For the budget price, there's a couple of very good names. I'm liking Onkyo right now, O-N-K-Y-O. If you go to their home theater audio, they have, in your price range, a number of really nice 5.1 and 7.1 systems that include the audio. Actually, in your price range, you could probably get the high-end one, which is the S990. That's THX certified, which means it's really sounding good. I think that's right around $1,000. Look at this is 8 speakers. There's the center channel, there's the left and right, and then they have 4 surround speakers and the subwoofer. Whoops. And as you can see, this is THX certified, which means it's certified, in fact, by all of these guys, which means DTS. This is going to give you very accurate reproduction. I'd look at Onkyo. Sean Carruthers suggests Logitech. I think they make some very good, affordable, low-end speakers. And I'm a big fan of Cambridge, which was acquired by Creative Labs. And Cambridge Sound also does some fairly inexpensive kits. Essentially, you're getting a kit, which is an amplifier plus the speakers. So Cambridge Soundworks makes some excellent home theater sound devices under $1,000. I don't think you need, frankly, 8 speakers. I think 6 is plenty. But you know, I have to say, and I'm not sure that THX certified is, you know, anything more than marketing, but they do, I mean, they do say that it will do this, it'll do this, it needs to be able to do this. So I guess you get some assurance that it's going to give you good theater sound. What do you, I mean, I just have, to be honest with you, I just have Cambridge Soundworks speakers, not just stereo, and that's good enough for me. I don't really need the popcorn vendor behind me. What do you use, Sean?
Well, I actually use the Logitech.
You like the Logitech, yeah.
It's a situation where I'm just skipping the receiver altogether. It has,
well, you have a good stereo, that's why.
Well, actually, this comes with the speakers. This comes with a control
they're powered
panel.
speakers.
Right, they're powered speakers, and it has a subwoofer, the 5 satellites, but you plug the components directly into the back of that. It's got 2 opticals, a coaxial and a regular analog input.
They're powered speakers then.
Right, so it's a way to get away without having to have the receiver. You have to do 2 switches whenever you're switching your component from one to the other. You know, one for the audio, one for the video.
So Canadian, these are under $700. This is the Z5450 system, would be a good example of this.
Right, and these are THX certified as well.
Yeah. So I think there you go. There's some really good choices. I think you couldn't go wrong, frankly, with this Logitech system, any of the Onkyos, or the Cambridge Soundworks. There are certainly much higher end, more expensive systems, but your room isn't huge, which is good. That means you don't need quite so many watts per channel. But and I think that you're going to get very good sound. I mean, they've really improved speaker technology considerably. You can get very good sound for well under $1,000. Used to be $1,000 a speaker was kind of the minimum you'd want to spend. Not anymore. Okay, Terry?
Okay.
3 brand names to look at. Enjoy it. What's your recommendation for a great movie with lots of sound that would really show off something like this?
Oh, Lord of the Rings, probably.
Lord of the Rings, baby!